yet appreciate that time is Jim's persistence for detail. Nice way to say that. So for the previous 2 hours, every 10 to 15 minutes, we've been calling the dockmaster saying, "We're on the way, we're getting closer, hold the slip for us." Well, that got to the point that the dockmaster said, "Captain Little, I don't want to hear from you one more time until I see you face to face." So here's innocent me going bounding on into the dockmaster's office. And he's this burly guy and smoking a cigar. And I bound down there and joyfully pronounced that I'm here from such and such boat. He gave me an earful. He berated me, and I had no idea what was going on. But I progressed back to the boat, and Jim was sitting there smirking about like he is now. Jim knew exactly what was going on. So here we are many years later, and I'm not sure it's much different. For the past 3 months, Jim's been calling Fidelity just about every day. Letting them know that he's one day closer. He asks the same questions of different people to see if he gets different answers. So much like the dockmaster, I think the Fidelity hotline is anxiously awaiting the arrival of this retirement day. So we have plenty of food and drink still available. Eat up, drink up. If you haven't signed the life ring on your way in, please sign that on your way out. And with that, I think I'll end with a toast. So very fitting, I guess, to fair winds and following seas. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dear, dear.
Maybe there's many stories, so I'll go ahead and
Let me say a couple of things.
leave the mic on here.
Let me get the other side of the story.
I don't know what it sounds like.
Kurt has been a trying child. Ever since he walked into my laboratory, he's really good. He's very, very intelligent, but he likes to play practical jokes, and he gives me a hard time. He keeps me honest. But I wanted to say thank you to Deetra and Kurt for doing this. It's really nice. It's I'm really humbled by the fact that thanks again. It was a wonderful place. It's been a wonderful evening. So I guess all of these people, he said, they mean a lot to me. It goes way, way back. It starts with my family. Some of my family's here. Maybe my sister and brother-in-law can stand up, and Sandra's brother-in-law, and Terry with him. So that's a group of people. My wife is family. That's my family. One of my sons is cooking at the Grove Park, and he's hired, and he's actually making money, so I'm happy he's not here. My other son got to the airport this morning, and he was at the wrong airport, so he couldn't make it here. That's more something like he inherited that from his father. That sounds like something I would do.
Sandra would.
Usually pay more attention to details. Kurt,
Sandra
Kurt's
would.
my travel agent. He's big in travel. Every time Kurt goes for a trip, the first thing he does is he gets back and he writes a letter of complaint to the airline, hoping he'll get some fair miles. So that's just part of this process. Kurt's very good about being my travel agent. Often I'll give him my thing, and he says, "Gio, that's the wrong day. You're not coming back the right day." Or he said, "You want to come back on the on the night?" Shit. So, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm gonna change that. Kurt's been taking care of me for flights for a long time. He's tolerated when we've gone on meetings together. Sometimes we've been eating, and I'll sit down with the wrong person, and the other person will look at you really, really strangely, like just walk by, and like, you need to come by and sit with me. But I do, I think, a lot of things like that. I did recently with Terry. We were coming out of Fox's to eat, and I saw a green SUV, and I thought it was Terry, so I got in, and this guy's, "What is that?" Pardon me? I said, "Oh, you're not Terry, are you?"
I can't
Standing outside. My son doesn't do things like that, but I do things like that. All right, so back to who all these people are, because these are very special people. All of you are very special people, one way or another. And so the next group might be the first thing we came here say. You talk waving at me?
Yes.
What?
Family. You left some of the family out.
Who? Oh, sorry. Oh, Denise. Benny again, John, my sister and brother-in-law's daughter. And this is her daughter.
Rebecca.
I gotta go back home. All right. Maybe I'll just let you stand up and I won't mention who you are. I don't know. I'll just say the family should stand and then I'll tell you who they are. So the next group of people would be maybe, not counting the work, we'll do that last, but church people. So I was a part of the Presbyterian church, sang in the choir for many times, and there, a lot of my friends were there. So could my church friends stand up just so I can see who they are with the church?
Are we considered church friends? I'll try to get that.
Also played tennis with me, and so my tennis friends, and a lot of them are my tennis friends and church friends. They all kind of go together. So if you'd stand up for me again. David, you played tennis with me one time. And then a lot of my church friends were bridge friends too. I won't make them stand up again. We played cards, and certain ones of them cursed at me. Debbie. She was a church lady, but she had problems.
She wanted to make you a shirt with an A on it.
She did at one time. You don't still have it. She made a letter of all the first letters of all the nasty words she called me before it. Outside, I'm so tired of saying them all. So that's that. So we got church friends, we got my family, we got that part of it. We got bridge friends, we got my tennis friends, my sailing friends. Can my sailing friends stand up? A lot of them are actually, again, I need to 10 of my sailing friends.
Looks like I'm still standing.
People ask me what to wear tonight. I said, well, I don't know. Some of my sailor friends are coming, so I hope they all wear clothes. I don't know if they will after they drink a little bit. We're worried about the amount of liquor we're going to have. A great group of people, and they've meant a lot to me.
You just happen to be there.
Clark
I'm
Lucas probably goes the furthest back. Clark had me on my boat, on his boat, on my boat. He had me on his boat, and Clark has really made a difference in my life because he changed how I do things. I don't work all the time. I go to church all the time. I don't say actually left early from the choir. I get out after we sang the songs. I didn't stay for the service. I just like to go on Clark's boat because I had my priorities set right. So I was with Clark. The first time I went sailing with him, they said, well, you just, I didn't know who to go. I met Ed Lockett. He used to work out at the store between Johnson City and Ed's a teacher. He's an art teacher. Is that right? And so he was working on the weekends, and I went out to get my motorboat fixed. I noticed he had a sailing shirt. I said, you sail somewhere? I want to learn how to sail. He said, yeah, I'll send you up there. There's this guy named Clark Lucas. He'll put you on his boat. And so I went up there, and Clark went down. Clark said, yeah, sure, come and get on my boat. He said, Jim, go up front and put the sail up. So I said, okay, I'll go put the sail up. I've never done it before, but I'll do it. And I got the sail up, and I was so proud of myself. And he said, get it down. It's upside down. We're going to be totally embarrassed. Upside down. You have to do that. And we did a race 3 years ago. The captain, Skip, was there. He was doing committee boat, and Patty, his wife, next to her, sailing with us. But he was doing committee boat, so he let me take his boat out. We got up, and we were coming down the lake, and I put the spinnaker upside down. But they still let me sail, so that's okay. So we got sailing people, so that's, I don't want to say anything more about sailing people. That's
Oh, go ahead. I bet you have a lot to tell about sailing people.
Oh, yeah. Clark was trying to teach me how to sail. The big thing, we'd race the whole race, and I just got to do something minor. They didn't let me do anything major because I might do something wrong, but I was always doing some lines, pulling some lines. But my favorite thing was at the end of the race, we put race marks out, these flags, and you have to go pick them up. So Clark would always say, go get the race flag, and he'd go down below and have a beer. And he would sit down on the bunk down below, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'd heel the boat over, and it would be with the rail in the water, and he'd yell up, and he'd say, do you know what you're doing up there, Jim? And he'd just yell at me, but he'd never get up and take the thing around, and he'd just kind of smile and sit back down. So that's how I learned how to sail, was with his patience. But it's been a great time. With Skip, I've been racing with him the last 5 years. It's been great, him and Patty. They adopted me on their boat when my son went away. I started doing with them. So, let's go back to work now. So a lot of my work friends are here. So can my other my work friends there. But also, some of them might be church. Did all my work friends stand up so you can have people here from work? Think of stories about them. There's lots of stories. But they've been very special to me. I guess Bill might have been one of my oldest work friends. Probably besides Terry. I started with Terry down in Organic Chemicals. Terry was very nice to me. He gave me all the stuff that he didn't want to do. He referred to them as development opportunities. He said, "You will do this real well. That person will be really good to work with." So he got me started really well. And then Bill asked me up to research and got me into mass spectrometry. When he wanted to get rid of his job, he decided that for some reason he thought I might do a good job of it, so he asked me to come up there. And like Bill does, he always finagles something with management and figures out how to do stuff. Made it happen. So, gosh, what else can I say? I mean, this has just been a wonderful time. Kingsport, when I first came along, I planned on being a band director. My science teacher, when I was in the dumb class, and when I was in the one that everyone took that did shot. That's the chemistry class. I would say he would be shocked to know that I had a career in chemistry. Boy, this is really bad. So I was in band, and I wanted to be a band director, and so that didn't work out very well. Found out that they didn't make much money after a while, so I figured that out, and I decided, well, that's probably not a good occupation to have. So I decided I'll be a pharmacist because they make a lot of money. So it'd be a good job, maybe a pharmacist. And so I decided, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well be a doctor because they make more money than pharmacists. Following this logic, and then I kind of got in the laboratory and decided I really like to do laboratory work, and that's really been a blessing to work with all the great people I have in the laboratory, solving problems over the years. It's been real enjoyable. It's been a challenge. Had a lot of fun along the way. And so, what do we plan to do now? Well, I'm going to start to work for a national agency that does mass spectrometry databases. I've worked with them the last 15 years, and I finish this job February 29th. I start that one March 2nd. So I'll be driving to Gatlinburg March 2nd. That's just
You slacker.
It's only 500 days a year, 500 hours. I can do it on my boat, which is a good thing, so I don't have to go anywhere. I don't even have to have internet connection, so that'll be fun to do.
What's he doing?
And then after that, we plan on leaving in May and take the boat from Sam and I plan on leaving in May and going up the Outer Banks, North Carolina, Chesapeake Bay, maybe go up to Washington, D.C., maybe, don't know, which way the wind's blowing, tide's running. Keep on going up through Delaware, out around the Cape there, into New York Harbor. I've always wanted to live in New York Harbor for a month, so we might keep our boat in Liberty Island on the New Jersey side, go to the park, go to plays, and just hang around some, eat restaurants, and then we might go up the Hudson, and then come back around and go around underneath the Brooklyn Bridge up through Long Island Sound. There's a lot of pretty places up in there. We'll spend some time up in there, and then maybe head through the canal that goes up to Boston. And then I got to figure out how to get back somehow.
Are you taking passengers?
Sure.
I want to know what Terry's going to do for lunch.
I'll have to come
I'm
to
not
New
going
York
with
and eat a
him,
pizza.
James. I'm not going with him on this.
So, but I hope some of my sailor friends will come and save me and sail me back in 7 days before it gets cold. They're usually pretty good sports, so I'm sure I can find someone. So I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to come tonight. Come over here. Again, thanks our hosts and everything for the beautiful reception that they had, the location, and the planning that went into it. My wife and Minta, I think, and you have my wife right there. They did a lot of the decorations. Is that the only people? Did I leave? Like I left out my family?
Sandra did the PowerPoint.
Did the PowerPoints? Yeah, Sandra likes to do PowerPoints. Except the Kurt did them on the big mushroom thing with the hair. And so that's about it. Oh, and I had hair, but I didn't ever have muscles. That's about it. Oh, yeah, I was going to be able to go, but Sandra cut up all the charts, and I can't go anywhere into the middle of these charts now. That's going to be a problem. tell a story about everyone in the room, because all of you are so special to me, and I really do appreciate the time you took to come over here. So thanks again. It's been a wonderful.
Sure, wait, sit right there, Sandra.
What's spontaneous?
Hold it.
That was,